Hello and welcome to another episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. This is Beriathan of the Citadel Guard of Gondor, and today we'll continue gathering the Rangers of the Grey Company. On the last episode, we talked with Saeradan, Halros, and Halvarat, and now we need to go to Calenglad in Tinnudir. So let me refresh the memory for you what we need to do. I do not know whether he will wish to join the ranks of the Grey Company on the southward journey, but Calenglad should be told of the mission all the same. He feels a very strong bond to the lands around Lake Ivendim and to the ruins of Annúminas, and may not be able to bring himself to leave. Bring him the message in the event I misjudge his temperament. You will find him at Tinnudir, the ranger camp on the shores of Lake Ivendim. If he does join the company, he will be a valuable ally on the southern road. So for that, just need to master in Ivendim and talk to Calenglad. What will we need to do? Not sure. So here we are. Yeah, but taking a good picture, a cool picture of Calenglad. Come here, Garlic.
I wondered if this day would come.
Yeah, this is a good place. You say that Aragorn has need of the Dunedain. I wondered if this day would come. We have safeguarded Annúminas and the lands around Lake Ivendim for so long now that it seemed we would do so forever. To be told us that it comes to an end, and we must travel into distant lands to the south. Calenglad gazes for a moment out at the clear waters of Lake Ivendim. I will go with the Grey Company. That is my duty, and I will not shy away from it. But first, I want to save some of the relics of Annúminas from being plundered. Angmar still haunt the city, literally though they be, and in the past few weeks they have allied themselves with the numerous tomb robbers to strip the city of any relics they can find. Let us recover such relics from one of the wards while still we can. Speak with me when you are ready to go. Alright, I'm ready to go now, let us go.
But there is something I must first do.
I will go with the Grey Company, but first, I want to clear one of the wards of Annúminas of relics that would be plundered by the Angmar and their tomb robber allies, if we must leave.
The ranger Calenglad has long stood watch over the ancient city of Annúminas in Ivendim. If he is to join the Grey Company on its southern road, he will need to leave that city behind.
Let us go, Calenglad. What do you want me to do? We have arrived, Beriathan. This section of the city suffered greatly in the battle against the Martial's forces, and robbers have come from the surrounding lands in order to plunder it of goods. The tree-lined streets of this ward were quite beautiful before the fighting, deserted though they were. Now the walls are cracked, and many of the buildings and tombs that are found here have been flooded or are flooding. Let us save what relics we may from the underserving pockets of robbers, Beriathan. Let us go then. The false king has been defeated, but followers of Angmar still remain in Annúminas. The coffers of Carn are emptied, and those riches have brought the loyalty of these robbers. Too many relics have already been wrested from this once proud city. From my city. Well, if you don't mind me saying, Calenglad, from our city too, that is also the city of my forefathers. The coins of Angmar are wasted if this is the quality of wretches they buy. Still, if the rangers live for the Southlands, even the weak will seem mighty if unopposed. Let us keep moving. I am not content to leave robbers within the city. That we agree. The fighting against the Martial's forces took a grave toll on this part of the city of Beriathan. It did not always look thus. Up the steps, the hard hands of Angmar came from this way. They are no match. Would that all allies of Angmar were so frail. Annúminas has stood empty for most of the age, but the Dunedain have always watched over it. Can we really abandon it again? It is wise to travel to the Southlands. Let us proceed, Beriathan. Talk to Calenglad. Okay. There are more robbers inside this tomb, Beriathan. Clear them out and recover whatever relics they have already stolen. While you see to that, I will investigate some of these other buildings. I will meet up with you again once the tomb is clear of those villains. Good fortune within the crypt, Beriathan. There are many robbers within. Okay. We'll meet again, Calenglad. Okay, let me equip the Stone of the Tortoise because I don't know why I was thinking we were already ready to start leveling up to 75, but we are still not. There are many things to do before we get to that point. And I've gained 150 XP from it, so yeah, that was still not the time to start leveling up. I just needed to reach level 65 for volume 3, and that's it. I don't wanna outlevel the content we're about to start doing. You have defeated the tomb robbers and should now examine their plunder. What's this? Inside a chest you see many relics stolen from Annúminas. Very good, Beriathan. We will return those relics to their proper places, but first I have other business here. Gwindeth! I know you are there. Gwindeth, come forth. My curiosity demanded I show myself, Dunedain. Nothing more. I wish to know why Beriathan has brought you to this place. Why has Beriathan brought me? Gwindeth, it was my idea to... It has been long since you came to my grotto, Beriathan. You were then the messenger of Aragorn, son of Arathorn. You and he have dwelt in my thoughts ever since. That is why we have come. It has been made known to us that Aragorn has need of the Dunedain. I will write to him in Rohan. It is my duty. There will be trials upon the road. It is a long way to that land. I care not, Gwindeth. All my concerns are for those I leave behind. Such concerns are a weakness in man. Is that all you have to say to me? Have I not spent a lifetime? Calenglad. Short are the lives of men, even those of the Dunedain. Even proud Elendil came in the end to death, and I mourned his passing. But I mourned not for a season, nor for a single span of years. My grief will last for many lifetimes. And so it is I give my love to that which can outlast the lifetime of a single man. Men may die, Calenglad. Indeed, I see death upon your road. But if through your actions Aragorn takes his throne, a kingdom shall return that should never have ended. And is that not worth some measure of sorrow? I do not know, Gwindeth. Farewell, Calenglad and Beriathan. Nenuyal will remember you both. I will return when Aragorn has regained his throne, I promise. You must think me an old fool, Beriathan. There is no protection I can offer Gwindeth that she cannot manage for herself. Still, it is difficult to leave behind people and places we hold dear. I did not want to live without saying goodbye. I have now done so, but it does not make the living any easier. Let us leave this place, Beriathan. The air has grown chill of a sudden, and I am ready to return to Tinnudir.
That is the way of it, then.
That is the way of it, Beriathan. Some part of my heart will remain always within the walls of Annúminas, though duty carry me far away. It will be up to others now to safeguard the places and the people that I hold dear. I will ride to Aragorn and let the future hold what it may. I will face it unblinking. Okay, let us take the title.
We should travel now north to Forochel.
I will speak with some others of the Dunedain here in Evendim about joining with the Grey Company on its journey south, but you should travel now north to Forochel. I sent the ranger Lothrandir to meet with the Lossoth some time ago about the growing danger of Angmar, but once his task was completed, he loved the land and its people so much that he decided to remain. He would be disappointed to learn the Grey Company was called without his participation. Travel north to Surikila to speak with Lothrandir, but keep this in mind. He has lived among the Lossoth for quite a while now, and has surely adopted some of their customs and taken on something of their personalities. Okay, let us master in Surikila. Gotta apologize, I guess. I have not been pronouncing consistently Lothrandir's name. I've been reading about the stress in Sindarin, and I think the correct pronunciation is Lothrandir. But I've been saying Lothrandir for so long that it's hard for me to change it. But I will do my best, for consistency's sake.
Some mysterious foe is endangering the prey of the Lossoth hunters.
You say it is time for the Dunedain to ride out of the north, Beriathan. It is a long way to Rohan, and even if that be where Aragorn has need of us, none know the perilous roads like I do. Yes, I have traveled in the southern lands. I have walked the hills and valleys of Enedwaite, been stalked by savage creatures in the mysterious woodlands, and climbed among the rocky heights of Thor's Combe. There are dangers on that road that must not be dismissed. There is no guarantee that even a dozen rangers will come to Aragorn at this time of need, or at all. The blood of the Dunedain flows through my veins, and they will always be my people, but I have another people now as well, and I want them to be safe. I speak of the Lossoth. Will you help me protect them from the mysterious foe that strikes from the heart of storms and under the cover of black night?
I've tracked the screaming shadow to its lair. We must finish it.
The Lossoth rely in large part upon the skill of their hunters. Forochel is an unhospitable land, and though they are accomplished hunters and know every hill and plain around the Ice Bay, there can still be lean times. In recent days, after some of the hunters have brought down game animals, a screaming apparition has descended upon their prey from out of the darkness and borne it away amid the Lossoth's confusion and terror. I do not know what manner of beast this may be, but I have tracked it to what must be its lair. Come with me and let us finish this screaming shadow, that the Lossoth may bring in enough food to feed their people, and I will be satisfied. I will bring my knowledge of the Southlands with me as we ride to Aragorn. Okay, let us go.
The Ranger Lothrandir has knowledge of the southern lands through which the Grey Company must pass. But he will only take that road once he is certain the Lossoth of Forochel are free of danger.
Using here Lothrandir. So yeah, that's the correct pronunciation there. Same with Forochel, which is a really sound, a really particular sound. It's like the end of Bach in German, I think that is. But that is a difficult pronunciation if you are not, if your language doesn't have it, of course. And from what I understand, the men of Gondor did this kind of changes. So they would pronounce Forochel instead of Forochel, which is a little bit harder, and that's why Rohan, it's Rohan with H. Well, here we are, so let us look for this beast. Look at this, Beriathan. I had no idea such an expansive cavern existed beneath the frozen tundra of Forochel. We must be on guard as we make our way through this cavern in search of the screaming shadow that has harried the Lossoth hunters. It has carried away much of their slain prey, and what few tracks I was able to find came to the entrance of this cave before being lost in the shifting snows of this land. Do not be dazzled by the reflections in the ice. We must remain alert to all threats while we search the cavern. This way, Beriathan. Stay alert. Look there, we have found the inhabitants of this cave, and they appear quite hungry. Get away, Lothrandir. I detect something else on the still air. More bears? Well, not bears. There are no bears. How many creatures stalk this cavern? The ice hinders our visibility. What threats may it conceal? Look out! That is a big, huge bear. Careful, Beriathan, there is a fissure in the ice ahead. We need to cover more ground, Beriathan. If we search different areas of this cavern, we will have a better chance of finding what we seek. Okay. Cross that fissure and continue to search, Beriathan. I will explore in this direction. Stop resisting me, please. More bears. Can we cross over here? Well, we can take this road. You try to jump or cross in any other way and you will die. But okay, yeah, I see the path now. Sorry, I didn't see this slope here, but this is where we need to go. Now here we have snow beasts. So we emerge from here. Emerge, I said. Okay. I think we have reached our objective here. Yes. This is what we were looking for. A young girl crouches by a wrecked campsite. Can this be the Screaming Shadow? Gun Ain. Do you remember her? Otherwise, she's about to tell us. The girl stares at you fiercely, her eyes wild with anger and fear. She shivers in the cold, and her face is thin and drawn. There is a feral air about her, and she seems tense, poised to strike. You! You again! Beriathan, what have you found? Stay back! My grievance is with Beriathan. What? You know this woman? How? Do you remember? Because of you, I was cast out of my home. Because of you, my name was taken from me. Once I was Avar, but no longer. Now I am Gun Ain. Gun Ain, without name. It is because of you that I wander. It is because of you that I must steal scraps or starve. I will kill you. Gun Ain falls to the icy ground, exhausted and defeated. Hold, Beriathan. She is defeated. Stay your hand, Beriathan, and I will put away my weapon as well. Listen to me, Gun Ain. You served Angmar, this we know, and it has gone badly for you since you were cast from your clan. You cannot steal from the Lossoth as you have done. You must find a new home, or you will die here among the ice and the snow. None would mourn you, no name, if you perished as you are. We will do you no more harm. Swear to me that you will leave the lands of the Lossoth and seek an honest living elsewhere. This mercy is yours today. Do not throw it away. If you continue to trouble the people of Forochel, you will find that my heart has exhausted its pity. Do you swear it, Gun Ain? I will leave you this bag of food. It will last until you have begun to remake your life. Leave me. Let us leave this place, Beriathan. Gun Ain will have to find somewhere to make an honest living, somewhere she will not hinder the Lossoth. She will find a more forgiving place to live, or she will die in this harsh place. Others who served Angmar will not have even that chance. So, maybe, I don't remember if the name of Gun Ain was given to us the last time we met her, but you might remember Avair. She is one of the warriors we faced in Clucat, in Angmar. Episode 39, was it? God, that was more than 100 episodes ago. And when we defeated the Tref Duardine warriors, the Tref Galor, I always confuse the two tribes. Anyway, when we defeated those warriors, they were stripped of a name. Rostan stayed and he got a new name, but Avair, as you're seeing here, left Angmar for the lands of Forochel, where she became Gun Ain. And when we were just about to kill her, Lothrandir took pity on her and spared her life. And now that I come to think of it, this is what Bilbo and Frodo also did with Gollum. And as Gandalf said, do not hurt yourself in dispensing death if you cannot bring back life. Not even the wise can see the end for all roads, and in the end, if Bilbo's pity can decide the fate of many people, not only your own. And something similar has happened today now that Lothrandir has spared Avair's, well, Gun Ain's life. And we'll come back to that in the future, but now that I come to think of it, yeah, I hadn't realized this was the seed the devs used to create this part of the epic, the relation between Bilbo, Frodo, and Gollum, which is the same. Well, not the same, but very similar with Lothrandir's and Gun Ain relationship.
The Lossoth will now be able to bring in their prey without interference.
Gun Ain's life is her own now. Whether it will be long or short will depend upon the choices she makes. If she spurns our help and continues to harass the Lossoth, it will be short indeed. Perhaps she will find a way to leave her troubled past behind. It is to be hoped she will do so, for otherwise she will perish, alone and without the name for which she grieves. You have done as I asked, and now the Lossoth will be able to bring in the rightful prey without interference. I will do my duty as I said I would. I will join the Grey Company on the South Road. Let's take the map, which is gonna be very useful.
You must travel then to Elrond.
You should travel now into Angmar to tell the rangers Corunir and Golodir of the Grey Company's journey. Lothrandir listens as you briefly tell him the reasons Elrond felt Golodir should not be traveled with the errand. I see. I do not agree, but if that is the will of Elrond, there is little enough I could say to dispute it. Corunir then should be told of the Grey Company's mission. You will find him at Ogier, the settlement of the Tref Galor in Angmar. Okay, so Avair Gun Ain was of the Tref Duardine. Something else that I forgot to mention about this that I really enjoyed and it really surprised me because it's not very common as far as I know, is this of the LOTRO team taking a character from the landscape quests, the side quests, if you will, that didn't have any relation with the epic up to this point, and then introducing this character to the epic. And I don't think they do this right now because since the epic is free, not all people will know who these characters are. You will only know who Avair is if you have the Angmar quest pack and have quested in it. But I always enjoy this detail because it helps feel the world more livable, more believable now that you see how everything is connecting and you start seeing the consequences of your actions. So yeah, it can be confusing if you have not visited the areas and if you don't know what they're talking about. But it's always enjoyable when the devs do this kind of thing. Okay, so now we're gonna take this map to Angmar. Otherwise, we will need to master and take a lot of different swift travels to get to Augir, and that's really annoying. And the other option, which was a Scroll of Renewal, it's really not that good. So yeah, the map is the better option in here. Talk to Corunir in Augir. Okay, so I guess we are doing the same thing, you and I. Here's Corunir.
You've come just in time.
Beriathan, you have come just in time, for I do not know what I would do if you had not arrived. Golodir, my captain, he is in grave peril. The death of his daughter, Lorniel, brought him to the very brink of despair, but I thought his triumph over the false king would bring him the peace he sought. For a time it seemed it did, but lately he has lapsed into such a pit of grief that he seems not to know even we his friends. His sorrow fuels his anger and the remnants of Angmar, and he goes alone into even the most dangerous strongholds of evil. The false king is gone, but not even Golodir can long stand against the servants that still remain in many of those places. But he has gone too far this time, Beriathan, and I do not know what to do. I need your help, for in his grief and rage I fear that Golodir is blinded to the danger, and where he goes there can be no return. He travels alone into the Rift of Nûrz Gâshu, Beriathan. We must rescue him. Okay, so this we'll need to complete a skirmish in here. I think this is the last of the free skirmishes available to all players, and this is technically a return to Nûrz Gâshu, but we haven't even visited Nûrz Gâshu the first time. You need to go here to Errand's camp. Nûrz Gâshu is a 12-man raid and a level 50, so we are still not strong enough to venture into Nûrz Gâshu alone. That's why I haven't showed this to you yet. But who knows? Maybe I can. When I am a higher level, I can show you that raid. In any case, we're gonna launch the skirmish right now. That's an offensive. Rescue Nûrz Gâshu here. Let us go.
Taken by some madness, Golodir has ventured into the rift. The air is thick with menace, and the stench of Forochel lingers.
So you might know who Forochel is, or not. If you don't, you will see when we get to the rift, a 12-man raid. But he's the main boss in that. Something that is really important to keep in mind that way right now is this madness that has taken Golodir that we don't know the reason for, because this will also come into play later, and I'm not sure if this is the same madness that will be important later in the story, but if it is, and I have very good reason to believe it is, well, it's a really nice detail, and I think it is related to what's coming, because the devs have planned this all along, I would say, I believe. Let us talk to Corunir. We have done well to make it this far, Beriathan, but it seems that many of the evils that once dwelt here have retreated into the deepest depths of Nûrz Gâshu. It may be too much to hope for our passage to remain unnoticed. What can have driven Golodir to make this dangerous journey? He has lost all hope for the future. Has he lost all hope for the future? He has suffered so much, more than anyone of man should, and yet he persevered. Has he at last given in to despair? We must keep moving. Norvar is ahead. I fear what we may find there. Golodir is not himself, of this I am certain. He is the wisest ranger I have known. What could have driven him to this place? I cannot understand it. We must rescue him, even if it be from himself. Protect me while I attempt to find its weakness. And in the meantime, the denizens of Nûrz Gâshu will try to stop us. Quickly, strike the Torek. Okay. Torek Lac has been destroyed, the path forward is open. Make haste, we must reach Norvar before it's too late. Torek now has risen blocked your path. Once again, we'll need to protect Corunir while he finds the weak spot. Bearer of Blightslayer, I have found its weakness, quickly strike at it. An excellent strike, protect me while I seek another weak point, so this time, yeah, it didn't work. Completed Echo of Death Slayer, okay, awesome. I've completed many different deeds today. Skirmishes deeds. Make haste, we must reach Norvar before it is too late. A faint heat radiates from this altar. Which altar? This one? Which altar? Which altar are you talking about? Wait! An ancient fumarole Torek ruin has arisen and blocked your path. And the lieutenant of the enemy has joined the battle, of course. Okay, we'll strike this. Which? What's the altar you're talking about? Ah, that altar, okay. Well, we'll check that in just a moment. We need to defeat Corunir. Defend Corunir. Okay. Here they come again. The way to Norvar is open, to Golodir! But we also have here, the stone pile in the corner appear to move slightly, and that is because it's not a stone pile, it's a Kyrok. Efrock has fallen to your mighty blow, and we have a new deed rescuing Nûrz Gâshu. So let us take the time to check this. Rescuing Nûrz Gâshu, 8 encounters. We're about to do the first 2. And here we have Echo of Death advanced. And the Bearer of Light, I think it was, advanced too. Well, and the completed deeds. You know the drill by now. As flames roar across the altar, Gormalith screams at your intrusion. Gormalith? Okay, Gormalith. This lady here. Okay, Gormalith falls to your mighty blow. So yeah, there we have it. 2 different encounters. Now we are ready to go into Norvar. And talk to Corunir. Look there, beyond the great pit of fire. It is Golodir. We have found him. Let us make our way to the far side of Norvar, Beriathan. There we will speak with Golodir and bring him from these perilous depths. We will skirt the edge of the Coliseum, beware the fire streams. I think, at least on the solo version, they will just apply a burn to you. Not sure if they can kill you, but I'm not gonna risk it. Golodir, why have you come to this place? Speak, my friend! Lorniel, stand back from the door. I have come to save you. Something is not right. Come here. We must unravel this mystery, or I fear he will be lost to us. Yeah, let us talk to Corunir. He speaks of his daughter as she still lives, Beriathan. There is some great evil at work here. What has raised this madness in the mind of my mentor, to cruelly seize upon the grief within his heart? And what can be done about it? What is this feeling? Can you not sense it? Darkness and power. This force has imposed its will upon Golodir. It poisons him against us. The Ranger's pain serves as a gateway for Errond's will. I will not permit you to close it. Well, it would be nice if you would come here, you know? Okay, so what you need to do, as you see here, he has a lot of resistance, so you need to wait for Corunir to lay a trap, then you lure everyone into it, and the trap will hurt him more than what we can do. Although we did pretty great on our own as well. What has happened? Where am I? Golodir looks around in amazement and confusion. There was a ringing in my ears, as if I swam in deep water, but it is gone now. There was something else. Our shroud has lifted from my eyes, but which is a dream and which is not? Lorniel she was alive. It was not too late to save her. Some part of me knew that Errond had dominance over my mind. But even the small hope of seeing Lorniel again was hope enough. I did not fight him. I am ashamed. I am no ranger. You are the bravest ranger I know. Why else would Errond seek to master your mind? He sought to deprive us of you, and at the moment when we need you the most. The Dunedain are gathering. We must ride to the aid of our Lord Aragorn. We need you, Golodir. But the time has come at last. Perhaps it will do me some good to leave Angmar behind. These shadows have become too familiar. It will be best to leave them behind. I shudder to think of what awaited Golodir beyond that door, Beriathan. Erwin's dominance on the mind of my mentor was strong. What would Golodir have seen there had he remained under the Rockmule's power? I care not to guess. I know only that it would not have been Lorniel, and perhaps that would have been enough to destroy Golodir forever. Let us escape to the surface. Nûrz Gâshu is no place for us, or for our loved ones.
You have my deepest thanks for aiding me in the rescue of Golodir.
He must have drawn the notice of Erebun during one of his excursions into the cities of Angmar following the defeat of the false king. Who knows what would have happened if the Rockmule had maintained his dominance? We can be glad that did not happen, Beriathan. I think it is best for Golodir to come with us as part of the Grey Company. It is not healthy for him to remain in this land, as marked with grief as it must be for him. The wide southern lands will do him good, I am sure of it. He will be kept busy, as we all will be, and I believe that to be the best means of rising above grief, as he must and will. Thank you again, my friend.
You have come a great way, and should now return to Rivendell.
You have come a great way, Beriathan, to bring your message to the Dunedain. Golodir and I will inform the rest of our king here in Angmar, and we will make haste to join the Grey Company. You should return now to Master Elrond in Rivendell, that he may be told of your errand success. Okay, return to Rivendell we will. Let me see here. This is... okay. The Stout Axe armor. This is a really nice robe of the Learned. Looks really nice. Congrats on this outfit. Very well done. Indeed. Very fitting for our Runkeeper too. Awesome outfit, Olingrim. Okay, but now it's time for us to continue our way, so we are gonna muster in Rivendell. We're gonna tell Elrond what happened with all the rangers that we gathered, but you might remember we also need to bring him news of the relic we found within Linen Caves. Let us go into the library and talk to Elrond. Okay, here we are. Let us tell first Elrond about the relic.
Hope is not in vain.
You say an unusual relic has appeared in the depths of the Linen Caves here in the Trollshaws. Most interesting, Beriathan. I regret I can tell you nothing about this relic that you have not seen for yourself. The type is familiar to me, but I do not know what it may mean. I can tell you what lies beyond the sealed door in those caves, however. Long ago, when the kingdom of Rhudaur was at its height, evil men worshipped dark powers at a temple in the wilderness. The route overland to the temple has not been taken in many years and is surely overgrown. I have dispatched scouts from time to time to search for it. I believe that the sealed door leads underground to that temple, Beriathan. It is said some terrible things befell the men of Rhudaur within its walls. Let it remain sealed for now. If this relic signals the return of that evil, we may need to take action, but for now, let the temple remain lost.
The Grey Company assembles. What dangers will they face on the road south?
You have done quite well, Beriathan. The Grey Company assembles with as much haste as can be taken, and they will ride to Aragorn in the White Southern Lands. Whatever dangers have befallen him, we must believe the Dunedain will reach him in time. If you desire to aid the Grey Company and Aragorn further, you may ride with them. I will tell you when all is made ready. Until that day, Beriathan, go in peace and keep still the safety of these lands. The way south will be dangerous.
The Dunedain have been called to fulfill their purpose in this age, to ride to the aid of their chief Aragorn, son of Arathorn. The road of the Grey Company will be fraught with peril, but they must not fail. '
Awesome. So now that we have reunited all the rangers that we could in such haste, we are ready to continue with the Grey Company.
Not in vain.
By your efforts, the summons was brought throughout the area of Beriathan, and now the Dunedain have responded. Many of their number have come to Imladris, and they prepare to depart for the southern lands that they may come to Aragorn in his time of need. You will ride with them, if you see fit to do so. But I have been made aware that my daughter desires first to speak with you. She is at Imdolen, on the slope north of Imladris, overlooking the road that climbs up into the Misty Mountains. Alright, so I think we have enough time today to go and talk to Arwen and see what is it that she wants to tell us. Because let me tell you, I am so eager to begin our journey south now. Cannot wait anymore, so yeah, I want to finish with all the preparations so that we can begin next episode with our journey south with the Grey Company. So first we need to go to Imdolen. So that is, as you have heard, through the north exit. Yeah, right before we take the path to the Misty Mountains. We'll climb up this slope here. There you see this building in here, that's Imdolen. That's where Arwen is waiting for us. You see here that there are some elf guards protecting the way. And yeah, I think the only thing that you can find in here is Arwen, really. No other NPC or quest giver or anything. God, look at this. This is a nice way of the valley down below. Yeah, should have come here long ago. So here's Lady Arwen.
My own undertaking has come to an end, and its fruit waits now for a bearer.
You have returned from your errand, Beriathan, and have come to speak with me as I asked. My delight cannot be hidden, friend man, for my own undertaking has also come to an end, and its fruit waits now for a bearer. Arwen solemnly hands you a tall staff, wrapped closely with a black cloth bound with thongs. I have made this gift for Aragorn. The days are short, and it may be that our hopes will soon be ended. This standard I have made for him will fly aloft at a time of his choosing, and he will know for what he fights. May it bring courage to my Elfstone and those with whom he stands. Bring this gift and my words to Halbrand by the stables in Imladris, for he has consented to bear them both on the journey south. Alright, but before we do so, yeah, let me take here a picture with the Lady Arwen, with the sight of the valley down below. Alright, now we will take the banner to Halbrand. And I believe this is indeed the last preparation before the Grey Company sets forth. Now we go to Halbarad in Rivendell. It's gotta be at the stables, I believe, if I remember correctly. Yeah, let us go and meet him. Okay, so yes, there we have it. Here we have the members of the Grey Company. Here we have Lothrandir, which has since grown a beard since last we spoke. Who else do we have in here? Golodir. Which has also grown a beard. I don't think he had it before on the skirmish. Who else is in here? Lothrandir by the stable. Halbarad. And where are the other rangers? They must be nearby. So as you see here, the Grey Company is ready to leave. They are already under new garments. So everything is ready now. There is only one last thing that we need to do before setting forth and talking to Halbarad, but that is a matter for the next episode. Join me next time where the Grey Company will start its journey south. For the time being, thank you so much for watching today's episode of Citadel Guard Adventures. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until then, stay safe, my friends. Good luck to you all, and I will see you later.